G'day, this is Captain Noob and we're back in Fallout 4 using the Titan. Prepare for God rays, ultra graphics, and weird visual glitches. Anyways, this is the Stevens M-520 shotgun. I believe I've seen this thing in Battlefield 1. It is a pump action weapon using some War Daddy animations. Ammo capacity of 9, but it reloads 5 shells per reload, so that's kind of weird, but it'll do. Now let's get to the receivers, and first of all, for the beginner's receiver, we've already got 416 damage, so this can go all the way up to 727, which is, hang on, we can even go higher. Wow, 883, that's a lot of damage for a shotgun, so yeah, we're off to a really overpowered start, so let's go ahead and continue. Now you can get a whole bunch of trench barrels, which will increase your damage even more. We're hitting 1k with that long trench barrel, which is interesting, so yeah, we'll chuck that on, and you can chuck a scope onto this thing, which is nice. What you probably want to do is chuck a scope on this thing if you've got a ammo type that isn't buckshot. I'm going to be using buckshot, but as you can tell, there's a little bit going on here, which is pretty nice, including some radioactive ones I saw there. There we go. That's kind of cool. Well, anyways, we'll go back to where we were, so we can chuck a suppressor on, but I don't think we'll have to. Maybe, ooh, a concentrator, eh? Increase our range. Alright, I think that is exactly what we want. Yeah, this thing's range is absolutely terrible, so I guess the damage drop-off would be huge on this thing, so we'll see how reliable it is when we get into combat, but that's kind of interesting at 27 range. That's lower than what I think all of the shotguns are in the vanilla game, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, so you're going to put a pistol grip on this, will actually increase the damage, interestingly enough. And I think at 1200 we're pushing it a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and chuck on this stock. It's got the shells on the side, which is nice and offers better reload speed because of that, which makes sense. Can't do anything with the tube or the magazine. You can make it slam fire, but again, we're just going to keep this as tame as we possibly can. I think we've already gone overboard with this. Also, you can chuck on 20 gauge ammo, which I think is weaker than 12 gauge, so not sure what's going on there. We'll just keep the default ammo, although I want to check out all of these too. This is going to be one very powerful shotgun, so I want to study more aspects than the basic buckshot. Let's get into some gameplay. We are in Gunner's Plaza at a beautiful 60 FPS. Yes, we're finally there. So this is what our shotgun looks like in first person. You'll notice that the reflex side is a little bit off, but that's okay, it's a shotgun. Precision isn't really necessary. That's what we look like in first person. Some more Killzone armor is being shown off today. This is the other armor set. I usually show off the assault, but this is the infantry armor. Oh, a little bit of stuttering as I'm sure these gunners are spawning in. Let's see how we go. I mean, I kind of expected it to do this well just by looking at the damage card. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're ready to go with 9 shells into this. So, we've got some ENBs happening right now. They add a little bit of depth of field, make the lighting different. It's actually called the Enhancer, so if I get really close to this gunner, you'll see that the background sort of blurs around her, and it makes for an excellent way to take photos, except not really, because sometimes a lot of my thumbnail shots had the end of the barrel sort of blurred out, so it's not great for taking thumbnails. But if you're doing that photography the Nexus usually sees, usually with your chicks in the mod bikinis, blah blah blah, then I'm sure this one is going to be fine, blurring out the drab, boring background of what Fallout 4 has to offer. Also, it is really nice playing as a super soldier again after grinding in Fallout 76 for ages. Okay, so now I've got a suppressor with a slug thrower now. There's Captain Bridget. We'll quickly try to kill her. Ooh, I feel like the sights are a little bit off. Anyways, we knocked her down. Didn't get the sneak attack criticals like I wanted, but that's okay. We'll just persevere through this. We're one-shotting everyone. That is if we can get the hits. We do have a suppressor on this, which is kind of pushing it. And also, I've noticed with the Enhancer, it sort of screws around with your night vision when you crouch, if you have night person rank, I think it's 2. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, now that I do have a more powerful system, we can get some environmental mods going on. So leave your cool environmental mod suggestions in the comments. There's some overgrowth stuff, but I can't find any decent ones. Also, I think it's just the aimed accuracy on this thing that isn't too great. Also, is that a constant knockdown? No, that's probably just RNG. But Okay, this thing is just slaughtering people. If we were nailing sneak attack criticals, it'd definitely be one shot every time. Let's go even more crazy. This one's just a basic explosive one with a little pistol grip there. Gives us more damage like we needed it. And then we'll overload this thing. 5 more shells or 4 more shells than we actually need. But that's okay. We'll just go around the corner and start shooting the walls near these gunners, and that'll be enough to kill them, because this thing likes to be overpowered. So in terms of how this weapon performed, it's an easy start on my Titan. We're not having to try too hard here, are we? We're definitely not. Also, that was some Fallout 76 controls going in there, so I'm already losing my mind over the control schemes. That's the explosive shell. I want to see more of that a little bit later, so let's go test it on some monsters. This will probably slaughter them very quickly. Like the lighting effects in here, the fog's back, all of the god rays are back, everything looks great on Ultra. Let's take on the bears with our super overpowered shotgun, because this bastard has caused me a bit of grief in the past, so let's see how we do. He's going and doing his sniffing animation. Let's see how this thing performs in VATS, eh? Plenty of shots to go, so we could probably just one VATS run him here. There's a nice sneak attack crit to get us started, many more to come hopefully. And he's been knocked down courtesy of Sniper. Sniper on a shotgun weapon, who'd have thunk it? Got the other bears running at me, but I'll quickly dispatch of them. Probably with my explosive one, because I'm not in the mood for bears. They've caused me a bit of trouble in Fallout 76. See, the West Virginian bears, they don't fuck around like the Commonwealth bears. And now everything's blurry. This is weird. I like this enhancement. It works sometimes, especially when you're looking at people up close, but sometimes it's a little bit glitchy. And we just one-shotted that guy. And, oh, die, Mr. Bear, die. And stop staggering me. You can't exploit staggers like that. Oh, I'm too fat to get through here. Suck your tummy in, bloody hell. But yeah, you can't switch viewpoints on the fly as easily in Fallout 76, so you can't just cheese yourself out of a stagger like I usually do in Fallout 4. At least that reflex is still intact. Alright. And again, I went for the scroll bar to... Or I thought about going to the scroll bar to switch weapons, but no, that's not how it works. I'm thinking of getting some Fallout 76 content out there. I've recently discovered a very powerful build tactic, which I want to get to, and also a really interesting weapon that we've seen before, but still it changes Fallout 76 quite a lot just because of the limitations of the carry thing right now. So yeah, hopefully some interesting stuff coming up. Still haven't hit level 50. I think I'm level 33 at this point, so that's why I haven't really been doing much. Okay, so this bear decided not to get tricked by my... That's just a withered ghoul. That's probably why. He was aggroed because of that ghoul. Also, I'm noticing that the caution found detection thing is a lot... it's a lot bigger in Fallout 4, so that feels strange. Also, my HUD. That's a different color. Alright, hang in there, Titan. No stuttering. Okay, we are being detected now, so might as well go for our explosive fix to this problem. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, he's coming in nice and close at this point. Probably too close. Oh yeah, we've got the slam fire on this, which fires in bursts in VATS, which is good fun. So we'll just quickly get a couple shots in. It's not a great chance. Probably gonna miss the first couple of bursts. I don't think it'll matter all that much. We'll go for a critical here. We get to see that reload animation in third person with a silhouette with dark glowy eyes. I think I'm just cosplaying as the Mothman. I've seen the Mothman. He stalks me and it's kind of creepy. He just sits there looking at me. I tried to get a screenshot. I was looking to him through my scope. I was going to post it and say, hey, look at this shit. But then he disappeared. All spooky-like. And then... Okay, no looting. I'm still in Fallout 76 mode. Don't need to loot. So there you go. We've killed a bear fairly quickly. Probably could kill him more quickly if we decided to get more sneak attack crits and blah blah blah. But we did okay regardless. So we'll move on to something else. Here we are in the broad daylight. Doesn't really matter that we are because we've got all of the angels with us. And see what I mean about having the depth of vision blur out. If you got something that you're looking at nice and close, they'll move away because they're companions. And, you know, Bethesda didn't like people making memes about people getting in their way, so they'll actually back off if you invade their personal space. Either that, or I'm just plain hideous. So, you know, that's kind of cool. Everyone's here in Ultra. They definitely look a whole lot better. The frame rate definitely looks a whole lot better. Let's just get stuck in a swan and then we'll call it a video. A lot of shotguns going off right now. And that's about it for Swan as the rain starts. Now we can see the Enhancer in different lighting conditions. That's what it looks like. Everyone's gonna get the specular textures really high now because of realism and rain and all that. So, I think you get the idea of this weapon. It's quite powerful. I think Ella's face is improved the most by this. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the lighting that works. It just works, doesn't it, Iris? Doesn't it? See? You can even see her face tattoo better. Okay. So if you'd like to see this thing in your game, check out the description. There's a camo variant, which I've been using. I've got it right now. It's subtle, you can see it, but it does a little bit more damage. It's even more overpowered. If the mod author is watching this and would like to improve the weapon, I'd say turn down the damage a little bit and give the weapon a little bit more range. So nerf the damage, increase the range, and then you'll be laughing. The customization is good, although this doesn't line up and you've got some problems when you aim down sights. The slug doesn't usually go where you're aiming. All of those things can be changed. So yeah, our first foray into Ultra Fallout on my Titan, and she's not even breaking a sweat right now. Usually my Apache would be heating up so bad that I'd burn my friggin' hand just by touching near the touchpad, but this is fine. Also, personal space. Do you know what that is? Thank you for watching, guys.